Eurovision fam, it's Alesia Michelle. Today I am going to be reviewing Iceland's entry for the 2021 Eurovision Song Contest. Now, I have to say, inside the Eurovision fandom, I think a lot of people were, they thought that this song was really different. And although I was one of the people who I like to think about things, but I wouldn't say that it was my favorite song last year at Eurovision, it was still probably like in my top 5 most played songs for Eurovision 2021. But I will say 10 years, I actually listened to, I think, more than I listened to Think About Things. I really love this song and I'm excited to break it down today. So the first thing I want to do is kick off with just like the theme of this song. I think a lot of songs are actually about like, first love or unrequited love. There are songs about people having crushes and things like that. We rarely hear songs that are about sort of like long lasting love. And this song that's sort of celebrating like, okay, 10 years of us sort of being together and like, look what we've done. I love that. I love that story that Daði is trying to bring to the Eurovision stage because, again, I don't think that that sort of love is something that we talk about a lot in music, and I just love that. I kind of feel like, if we really look at his career trajectory and all of the songs that we've heard from him, all the original songs, and even one of the songs he did in Samba Kempen that didn't actually end up winning to then come to Eurovision. We are kind of getting this really nice narrative and story that he's telling, and it is so reflective and authentic to him. And those who have been watching my channel for years know how I am when it comes to talking about how important it is for artists, I think, to be authentic to themselves and to tell their authentic story on the Eurovision stage. I think so many times we have these songwriters who put these songs together. They know that it's going to Eurovision. It might not even be written for the actual artist, but the artist kind of comes in after. But I think something magical really happens when you have an artist who truly is on the stage telling their story, singing something that means so much to them personally. And I think that Daði does that. I think that this song actually is probably going to do much better at Eurovision than even the odds think that it will. I haven't looked at the odds lately. I will look at the odds. I almost am sort of like, maybe I should do like a live reaction to the odds because I haven't looked at them in weeks. I think I was looking at the odds all the time, like in March. Like why in March was I looking at the odds? And then April, I think I just took a full on break from looking at the odds. Jamie in the comments says, I still think this has a chance of winning. I'm right there with you, Jamie. I think that this could win. I think in a year that's really open, and honestly, in a year that has so much quality. Let me just say that again. This year has so much quality. There are so many quality songs this year. And I love that because it does make it sort of hard to figure out, okay, well, who is going to win? I think we've got a solid, I might have like a solid like 15, 12 songs that if they won, I'd be happy. Like legitimately, like a solid 15, 12 songs that I'm like, all right, we're going there. Like we're going to, I feel like with Iceland, I have always loved how they've given us something unpredictable. They've not really followed a formula. I think so many Eurovision countries, it's like, okay, we know they're going to have like a guy and it'll be a pop song, or it's like, okay, we know there's going to be like an ethno bop and a woman singing it, all of these countries, or like we know that this country really does this genre well, so they're going to do this genre. I love the fact that Iceland has been sort of all over the place in the best way, because I feel like they're truly showcasing for us all of the talent that they really do have there, and how many talented individuals they have that are coming from all of these different musical genres and perspectives. And I love that. I really, really love that. This song gives me that 80s Hall and Oates kind of vibe. Like there's something really funky about it, but it's also got this kind of soulful element to it. And then we're kind of bringing in this choral aspect that we haven't really heard from him before. And almost like this kind of symphonic arrangement. Daði is definitely showing us his evolution, I think, as an artist as well, because we know they got like the synth sounds and sort of that 80s simplicity. but then mixing in this sort of graduation of sound with the symphonic and choral elements of it. I really, really love this song. Iceland is one of the countries that if it won, I wouldn't be upset. I wouldn't be mad if they won. I love his vocal range. I love how we have those moments where he's going deep and then kind of comes back up, how does it keep getting better? I love the harmonies that they have of the group. I think his sister is one of the backing singers too. I love that. And obviously we know his wife who was giving us the guitar moment. So I love that. The other thing I think people discount a little bit is there are folks who don't know about Eurovision who know about Daði. There are folks who don't watch Eurovision, maybe won't even watch Eurovision this year, who know him and love his music. Think About Things was this huge hit. And I'm not just saying because it was a huge hit, this one will be, or he's just like going to sail into the final. That's not really what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I think that there's something about him as an artist that has this mass appeal, but he has this mass appeal while also still staying true to himself as an artist and being authentic to himself and telling stories that are authentic to himself. I think that that's a super powerful thing. And I think that that's something, again, that we don't always see happen on the Eurovision stage. And I love that Daði is doing that and showing folks this is possible. This isn't the Eurovision Pop Song Contest. This is the Eurovision Song Contest. And I think it's so important for us to remember those singer-songwriters and those artists that can be on the stage. I think that Eurovision is such an amazing opportunity for indie artists that really are kind of specific and do have this like genre niche thing to themselves, because then you get to come into a fandom of people like me who I love all genres of music and I'm just ready to hear anything. So I really, really, really love what Iceland is doing this year. And like I said, I kind of love what Iceland honestly does every year, because at least they give us something surprising. They give us something different. They're not following by any type of playbook. And I love that. Let me hop into these comments. Natalia says, yes, react to the odds. I might do that. Maybe like after this, I'm going to like open up, I'll go live and then like just open up and like look at the odds, because it's been so long since I've really looked at them. I think I've been in videos saying like, oh yeah, I think this is top 5 in the odds. Oh, I think that this is top 3. Like I actually don't know, because I really, really haven't looked like since April. I really don't even think I looked in April. I think I was like looking in March and that was it. Natalia says, Iceland is winner material. The jury and televote will love 10 years. I think so too. I agree with you. Demetra says, a lot of people are going to relate to 10 years. This is a strong contender for top 10. I agree. Maybe even still top 5. I wouldn't count them out. Maybe even still top 5. Gail says, I admire him as an artist, but the song is not for me. I do think it is a strong entry though. And that's one thing I love about Eurovision. We can say that, it's just not really for me, but still kind of respect that. Like, I think it's a good song, but it's just not for me. I say that all the time. It's so funny. I feel like people, when I review songs, they'll harp on like the 3 negative things I said about it, but then I'll say like 5 positive things and people just completely like ignore the fact that I said 5 positive things and are just ready to hop in the comments and be like, you don't know what you're talking about. You need to do your research. But also let's remember, most Eurovision televoters and actually a lot of jury members aren't necessarily researching these songs. They're literally just going off like the first listen, their first like view of what happens on the stage. And that's what they go with. That sort of immediate, instant like connection and relation that they have to it. And then that's how they kind of formulate their votes and scores. So everyone kind of saying like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do this. Like most people who are going to be watching the show are not going to be doing that. And that's why actually I think sometimes those of us in the fandom, our opinions and like our thoughts on what will actually happen with the voting and scores are a little bit skewed, because we've been listening to these songs for months. We've been watching the show every year. So, we're looking at the jury scores, we're reading all the bios of the artists, we're doing all that. But like most people at home aren't doing that. They really are going off of that instant connection. And honestly, with this song, there is something that's really instant about it. You understand the story that they're telling. And I just think people will connect with the quirkiness of it and ultimately the authenticity of it. Well, that was my review. What do you think? Talk to me in the comments below. Do you agree with my review? Talk to me in the comments below. Do you disagree with my review? That's okay too. Talk to me in the comments below. This is a conversation, and you know it. I, Alesia Michelle, am so excited for Eurovision 2021. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, because I got so much content coming for you. The rehearsals start tomorrow. I'm not ready. I am so not ready. I've been waiting for basically 2 years for this. And like, it's finally here. We're finally going to get some songs on the stage. We're going to get some jury scores. We're going to have a winner for Eurovision 2021. I am so excited about it. Thank y'all all for watching. Gail, Stefan, I see you. Thank you so much for watching. And please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe. It's all Eurovision content all the time. You'll love it. I promise. Bye.